Kelsey, and today I have Gideon with me, and we're going to be doing his 1 year update because you are one. Can you say, I'm one? Can you say, I'm one? What he'll do is he'll sing happy birthday and put his finger up and say, I won. Happy birthday to you. But I'm going to start with his stats from his 1 year appointment because he did have his 1 year appointment last week. In the 80th percentile for his weight, and he weighed 24 pounds. So I weighed 24 pounds. I got muscle. You got muscle? You got muscle? Let's take that out. You got muscle? Yeah. But he weighed 24 pounds, and for his height, he's in the 60th percentile, and he is 29 inches. So, alright, tall boy. You tall? Here, I'll set you down so I can do this video. And I do have some notes here, so I want to be looking at the notes to kind of go over some stuff for him for his 1 year that he is. We will start, I guess, with kind of him and kind of his body and how he's growing. He has 2 teeth. Yes, only 2 teeth. I am very surprised that he made it to a year with just 2 teeth, and he doesn't really have signs of getting any more anytime soon. It may come up tomorrow and there may be teeth in there, but there's nothing like swelling or anything even going on. So he has 2 teeth. I don't know if you can see, but he did wind up getting brown eyes like me and not eyes like his daddy. But he did get his eyes for me, even if he got nothing else. He got his eyes for me. His hair, it's still curly right now. We'll see what happens after his first haircut, which I'm not sure when that's going to happen. But he has curly hair, especially right after he gets a bath. It's nice and curly, which I love his curly hair. He does have a little bit of eczema, which he got from both me and Seth. We both have pretty bad eczema, so he does have some eczema. It's starting to show up pretty rough on his legs a little bit. And when he eats certain foods, it'll kind of break him out on his face. Oh no! Go get it. You want it? Go get it. But yeah, that's what I thought you were going for the camera. Here, you want to ride this? Woohoo! One thing we did kind of figure out at the doctor's office is that he is going to go get his eye looked at by a specialist. On one of his eyes, sometimes it kind of droops down a little bit more. I mean, they just want to make sure that there's nothing going on there that could be hurting his vision. So we're gonna get that checked out at a pediatric specialist to make sure that nothing's going on and he's all good. Next, we'll talk about, I guess, fine motor. He is rocking on stuff. He still crawls pretty much everywhere. He cruises all over the place. He is not standing on his own or walking or anything like that, but he definitely gets around. And the doctor said he has plenty of strength. She's not concerned as to, yeah, Dad has it upstairs. Yeah, Dad has upstairs. But she's not concerned about whether or not he's going to be able to or not, and I think it's just bravery. But even though he's not walking like some kids are at this age, he does push things around a little bit. There you go. He is talking a ton, like all the time. He loves talking, and he knows lots of words. I wrote down a list. I'm going to read off the entire list of words that he knows. And he has one. I feel like this is a pretty big list. He knows mama, papa, daddy. Sometimes he'll call him dada, but most of the time it's daddy. Ball, balloon, go-go, which is what he calls his brother, which is not his name, but that's what he calls him. And he is, like, that's what he's meaning. He's saying it to him. Drop him off at school and he'll ask about go-go, go-go. So we know that's who he's talking about. So he calls his brother that. He also calls his brother Bubba. He doesn't really call his sister much. He's trying to say her name, but her name is kind of hard to say. And so he hasn't quite got that one figured out. But he says, hey, bye-bye. He says bye-bye for food and for like saying goodbye, like the same word, like bye-bye. But he just says bye-bye for both of those. He says my sister's name, which is Kayla. Literally, we see people in the store and he thinks it's her. He's going to scream at them, Kayla, Kayla, until they turn around even though it's not her. He got very mad the other day in the store that that person did not turn around and talk to him. For himself, we call him Gideon a lot, or Gigi just come out when we were playing around, and he'll say Gigi, he'll say Gideon. The doctor would turn around and he was in the office and said his name, and she was like, did he just say his name? I was like, yeah, he said his name. So he knows his name, and he knows Night Night. Night Night is a new one that he's learned. So that one he doesn't do perfectly all the time, but he does. He's so cute. He'll lay on the blanket and go night night, night night. Some of his favorite things to do are singing and dancing and playing with balls and blocks and reading books. He could sit there with a book for a really long time. Like, he'll just sit there and flip through the pages. He loves to touch and feel books. We don't have a whole ton of them, but he loves them. But he could just sit there with a little cardboard book and just turn the pages back and forth, just sitting there contently pleasing himself. And he loves books. Blocks he's trying to kind of figure out, but he loves playing with them even if he isn't building them. He's learning to color. We've been working on that a little bit. I got him some egg-shaped crayons for Christmas, which most of the time he just likes throwing them like they're little balls. So he can throw a ball, and he tries to catch it, you know, he's little bitty, so he isn't quite there yet, but he loves playing with balls. One day we set his pack and play outside because it was a pretty day, and we filled it with all of the balls from the kids' 4th birthday party. We did a little ball pit, and we put them all in his bed and let him play with them while they were jumping on the trampoline and running around like crazy, and he loved it. He stayed in it for like an hour and a half just playing with the balls. He loves taking baths. We actually just got done taking him a bath because he got covered in food and he eats everything. Only thing we still don't give him is carrots. He eats everything. Even though he just has those 2 little teeth, he will gnaw on whatever it is and try to eat it. We do still cut up a lot of the meat pretty small because he only has those 2 teeth. And he really can't get some of the meat cut up good. So we do still chop up his meat pretty good, but like noodles and other like vegetables, he'll just chew those up because they're nice and soft. And he's fine to go on those. Bread, he loves bread. He's just like his mama. He loves bread. And he will eat whatever you put in front of him. The other day, he didn't eat eggs. I don't know what was going on, but he would not eat the eggs, and I was like, what? You don't want the eggs? And he just started screaming and like did not eat the eggs. Even at the end of it, we gave him other food. The eggs still sat there. He didn't want it. From about 4 months old, he started sleeping through the night. Like, you would lay him down in his bed. You didn't have to rock him. You would lay him down in his bed. He would go to sleep and wake up in 12 hours. Come 9 months old, right before his appointment, he literally started being able to set up on his own. I don't know if he just didn't know he could do it. I don't know. Which I feel like maybe further behind some kids, but he figured out that he could set up on his own. And once he figured out that he could set up on his own, so sleep was non-existent. He would not be able to self-soothe him like back to sleep. If he woke up and he couldn't soothe himself back to sleep, he would scream and scream. I tried so many different things. Like, I tried letting him go to sleep. I was having to rock him to sleep every night. He wound up sleeping in the bed way more than I would ever want because I'm not a co-sleeping person. But I literally, it got to the point I just didn't even know what to do. I did not know what to do. If I didn't let him sleep in my arms, we didn't sleep. I don't know what was going on, but for about 3 weeks now, we have kind of transitioned and tried, we've been trying new things. We wound up getting a sound machine. Even the sound machines, I'm just not the biggest fan of them. Because of like habits and stuff, but I realized he had a fan all of summer, so it's not really any different. which I think may have also contributed to him not sleeping because we've not been running a fan because it's winter and it's freezing cold. Well, it's not freezing cold today, but on a regular basis it's freezing cold. So we got a sound machine, because literally one night the way I figured it out was I was so desperate to go to sleep, like I couldn't function. And so I wound up, I was like, well, if I'm going to be setting up, I'm just going to turn the TV on. I can't set up like all night long and not have something going on besides a baby sleeping in my arms. So I put him in his bed, and I turned the TV on, and was watching like a random adult movie, like, and he was completely fine. And I was like, well, let me just transfer it over to this white noise on YouTube. I had played the white noise on YouTube before and it had not worked, but that night it worked and has been going very good ever since. And we actually bought an actual sound machine now, and right now we're on the up and up. We still have rough days, but as a general note, we are sleeping way more than we were. So I am so happy to be sleeping again, even though some days I sleep and I'm like, why am I so tired? But he has been doing a good job sleeping, and he does still have the passy. I don't know how long that'll last. I mean, he likes the passy, and especially until this sleep stuff is figured out. We'll revisit that later on down the road. But I really don't want to take it away before we transfer him to his room. He is still in our room because honestly, I'd planned on transferring him right at 12 months, and it's a couple weeks past 12 months now. But with the sleep the way it has been, I kind of transferred that thought, whatever. The sleep stuff was going on, but they say for safety reasons up to a year if you can do it. So we have, and I've had no problem doing it. And hello, are you talking on the phone? Say hello. Are you talking on the phone? Who is it? Who is it? Hello. There's Gideon. But soon he'll be transferring into his room, which means I actually have to do it. Since we've lived here, he's been in our room, so his room hasn't really been messed with other than to be used as like extra storage. So that's my project to work on soon because I want to get it done. Hello. So that he can transfer in there. I've got the monitors and stuff all, and got pretty much everything I need to buy for him to be able to sleep in there. So we've got to start working on transferring him into his room, but right now I'm just thankful to be sleeping. So if it takes him sleeping in our room for a little bit longer, I am completely fine with it. I have no problem with it. Do you like sleeping in your bed? Yeah? That's been his new word. I didn't add it to the list because he's technically past the 12-month mark, so I didn't add the new word this week. But his new word this week has been yeah. Gideon, is that fun? Is that fun? Yeah? Is that fun? Yeah! Can you say bye-bye? Bye-bye. Bye-bye-bye-bye. Banana night? Oh, so cute. Ah, bye-bye. Bye. I love you. Bye, y'all.